That's why I went out of town. Because I was depressed and thinking crazy thoughts in my head. Because there's no such thing as self-defense in the state of Maryland.
Right.
In those days, if you're light-skinned, you thought of everybody dark-skinned as ugly.
Okay.
Really, for real. So,
And just quick questions. So when you first got convicted, that was in 1970, correct? 1971.
yeah,
Okay.
I told you about her.
No, we've never had a conversation about her.
You seen, I really couldn't fight. Not stand
Mm.
up, knock down, fight. So that's when he started teaching me to fight. That's when he took me to the gym, to number 3 boys club down on 3rd and K Northwest. But my lawyer pleaded me not guilty and not guilty by reason of insanity. Um, I'm thinking he shot himself.
Okay.
He had his finger on the trigger. I didn't have the trigger.
One I love, two she loves, three she's true to me.
And you are aware that you were listed as someone who escaped, not as someone. Okay. Go ahead.
But when they brought me back, they said we're taking you to court for escape. I said, do you?
Right. Right. Okay.
So the state's attorney, one of their clerks came to see me and said, we charge you with escape. So I said, read the escape statute.
Right.
So they read the escape statute. And as far as state of Maryland goes, escape. One who escapes from confinement.
Correct. True.
One who breaks or escapes from confinement. I wasn't
Right.
confined.
Because you were out on parole, not out
Right,
on work release. You were out
right.
on parole.
And all they could do is give me a parole violation. But I
Gotcha.
wasn't put on regular parole. I was on a thing called a community leave program, what
Mm.
they community parole. So I didn't have, the only thing they could do is say I absconded.
Okay.
And in the law in the state of Maryland, there's no charge for absconding.
Okay. Okay.
So all they could do is send me back to the penal system, send me out of the mental health system back to the penal system, and forget about me.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back now. So since you said they can send you out of the mental health, which would have been Patuxent,
Right.
so they're like, you know what? We had you doing the community health. Um, you're out on the community health leave program. A robbery takes place at a liquor store. You're gone for 17/19. Who cares about the numbers? Then they bring you back and they're like, we're not gonna put you back in Patuxent anymore. We're gonna put you in to do the rest of whatever time you may have on whatever natural life we think you should have, and throw you back in here, and let's be done with it. And this would have been 1982 plus whatever numbers. What year did you go back?
2001.
2001. Okay. So now I'm up to date. So let me ask you this. Just a few pieces that I don't know. I know a few things. I'm sure it's a lot I don't know. I know a few things, but you can fill in all the blanks. Okay, so let's go back to 1970. Actually, we're not going to go there. We're going to go to 1970. 1970. We'll go to 1970. Go to 19. I believe it's 1975. So in 1975, so it looks like you had the same lawyer for your trial.
Paul Wiseman.
Okay. The same lawyer for your trial, for your appeal, as well as your habeas too. So
Habeas
all
corpus.
3 times. Yeah, you had the same
Same
lawyer.
guy, corpus, yeah.
Okay.
He followed my appeal up until I went to Patuxent.
Okay, gotcha. So when you're looking at for your habeas corpus, he raised 6 things, and the only thing that stuck out to me, because you said that 1983 was a liquor store, and then 1967 was a manslaughter. So the only thing that was fuzzy was the 1970 one that pretty much kick-started everything. And he said that well, actually he didn't. You filed. I'm sure it was so long ago, but
If you're going by their records, there's gonna be a lot of
no,
stuff.
I'm not going by their records. No, I'm not going by their records. So you stated to me that in 1970 you got in a fight with this guy, and I asked you about a robbery, and you said there was no robbery. You said that that was something that they said,
They made it
but
up.
they made it up. But in your actual trial, the actual trial itself, not the appeal, in the actual trial itself, you stated that you were the one that did not do the shooting. So if you didn't do the shooting, who did the shooting?
I'm thinking he shot himself.
Okay.
He had his finger on the trigger. I didn't have the trigger.
Gotcha. Okay.
We was just wrestling for the gun. If I would have been white, I wouldn't have got a day.
Right, because it would have been self-defense.
Right.
Gotcha.
That's how they would have played it. I was actually upset because I found out real quick that Sonny Swan had a lot to do with it, the whole thing, because he forced 2 people to come to court and tell statements, and my lawyer was sharp enough to have 5 pre-trial hearings where they had to testify to their statements 5 times.
Okay.
And they told 5 distinctly different stories each time. And when we questioned them on it, the judge cut us off. I asked in court. I said, "Well, how can he cut us off?" He said, "Well, we'll deal with it on appeal. We'll deal with it on appeal." I said, "Appeal? These people are lying. I'm in jail. I'm healing up from one of the worst accidents of my life, and you're telling me we'll deal with it on appeal, meaning I'm going to prison."
Right.
That bugged me out more than anything else, because I'm saying to myself, I said, Sonny was scared of me. He was scared to death of me. He thought I would kill him, and I probably would have given that guy the shotgun to kill me. There's a big backstory behind this. The state's attorney was named Arthur Bud Marshall. The assistant state's attorney who tried the case was Garrison Neal. The judge in the case was William B. Bowie. The sheriff in the case was Don Ansell, who's now an attorney in Maryland somewhere. Bud Marshall just died not long ago. I keep track of them, right? Sonny Swan paid them money to kill me or to keep me in prison. I don't know how much money it was, but Don Ansell lost his job over it, over this bribe. Arthur Marshall lost his job over it. They both had to leave the state. They both didn't come back to the state. Don Ansell was never, he was the sheriff. He had give up law enforcement. He became a lawyer. Arthur Bud Marshall got disbarred and then got back while I was gone those 17 years. He got out of office in 75 or 76, something like that. So from 76 to 2001, 76 to 2001, he was gone somewhere and got his bar card back. But I've never estimated myself to be a real dangerous person or a bad dude or nothing like that. But that does not help what other people's estimation of me is.
Right.
I'm finding out on the internet, I got people that I was raised around in Fairmont Heights who are now older, they're retired, they're out of the military and all that stuff, and they're talking to me online, saying some of those who were my friends, they're telling me stuff that people were saying, that I was this great big dangerous dude, that they would have more fear of me than they did of Al Capone. That I was a dangerous killer, and this stuff gave me cold shakes, cold shivers, that people would think of me like that.
Like a danger.
Like a very dangerous guy. I don't understand it, you know. I didn't understand. I understand it now a little bit better. I'm 70 years old. I'm a little bit more aware of what's going on now than I was then. But I have some remorse about all of the anguish that I caused my mother and my sisters and brothers, because when people when they see them, they think about me and what a dangerous menace to society I was. That I was like a wild animal. I should have been locked up or put to death.
Let me ask you this about your mother. You did well, first of all, do you feel that and this is yes or no, the manslaughter where you got 18 months, you were originally convicted of 3 years. Do you feel that was justified? You were guilty of that, the manslaughter?
It was an accident.
Okay.
And I don't believe I killed the dude, because he was alive when I left.
Okay.
There was 3 people, Walter Richardson, Melvin Richardson, and Quincy Boger, and a girl. There, they saw the fight. Me and the guy was fighting over something at a place called Melvin's Crab House on Eastern Avenue. And I was a teenager, and I could box. I could really box. So I made quick work of the guy, you know? Bip, 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 knocked him down. I rolled out. Later that day, the next day, they came to my house to arrest me for manslaughter. They said I hit him in the head with a rock. And I'm going like, I didn't hit nobody with no rock, you know? But Quincy Boger and the Richardson boys, Quincy Boger and the girl and one of the Richardson boys said they think I hit the guy with a rock. I hit him on the chin. I never saw their statements. I never got any physical copies so I could read them. And I let it go. I walked away because it was only 3 years. But I wasn't supposed to go to jail because my father paid this lawyer named Emmett Nana $5,000 sign over the house and all that shit. Because when I explained it was a fight, we were fist fighting, and I didn't hit him with no rock. My father believed me. Emmett Nana went to court and told me to plead guilty. My father said, go ahead and plead guilty to manslaughter. And I did. And instead of the judge, Judge Powell was sending me home, he sent me to prison for 3 years.
What did your mother say?
It broke her heart.
No, let me make sure that I have my correct answer. You said it broke her heart. Let me make sure you understand my question. What did your mother say about the sentencing?
I don't recall her saying anything to me. She
Okay.
said, I had the conversation, but she didn't talk to me about it. Because once they sentenced me, I was gone.
Okay,
But
what did she say about? Okay, I guess I wanna make sure that I understand, because I'm a mother myself. So her mindset versus you getting convicted and dad spending money, because you said your dad thought that you wasn't going to get any time, you were supposed to be out. What did it break her heart that she thought you were going to be free, and that's what she was hurt about, or the fact that you committed this crime in general? Which one was it, or a collective of both?
I think it broke her heart that they lied to my father, that they put our family house in jeopardy, and that they sent me to jail too. And because she actually looked me in my eye and asked me, said, Mom, I didn't hit that guy with no rock. Well, why? Because I had like 5 fights under my belt as an amateur boxer. I'm good. I was really good with my hands. You know, had I not went to prison, I might have. And my mindset hadn't got really messed up. Because when I went to prison, they fucked my head up. They got in my head, the rednecks and then Baltimore boys got in my head. I was at a juvenile spot, and I was fighting guys every day over stuff like commissary, my ass, disrespectful slights. Um, that 18 months was crazy. It didn't calm down until I volunteered to go out on the rock pile to work out in the hot sun over busting rocks. That's when it calmed down. And the fact that I asked them to go out there and work impressed them white motherfuckers in Hagerstown so much until after 18 months they let me go.
Okay. So you would have did your whole time, but they went on to parole you.
27 months and days.
So after you got out, did your mother or your father tell you, cut the boxing out, like fighting is not for you anymore?
One I love, two she loves, three she's true to me.
My father died while I was in prison.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Broke his heart. It broke him. I think that when they did that, they broke him. Right? They broke him. They broke him. He lost his will to live. He was sick with high blood pressure and stuff already. And Hagerstown took me to see him before he died. And he was in the hospital.
How old was he?
46. He had shriveled up to nothing. It was heartbreaking. My mother took it like she was a straight soldier. She took it on the chin. I took it on my heart. I couldn't stop crying. I cried for like a week because he tried to communicate with me while he was dying, but he was so fucked up until he couldn't. Because Hagerstown waited until he was on his last leg before they would take me to see him. But all of that fundamentally changed me from that 17-year-old boxer to a 19-year-old killer, troublemaker. I didn't care about life or death after that. That's why I didn't care, because My father was the strongest, smartest man I ever met in my life. And they took him out. White people took him out. They croaked him. And they used me to do it. That's why I don't make any friends anymore. That's why I've never been married. Why I haven't had any, I think, long lasting relationships, because white people will use you. Black people too, but mostly white folks. They'll use you as a means to get to their end with what they want. And they don't care. They're cold blooded about it. They don't care who they hurt or who they killed in the process. So, you know, my mother was pretty stoic, but when I got out, I went there to live with her. But I was a different guy. I was a different guy. I thought I was a man then. In reality, the true definition of manhood, I wasn't a man. I was 19. I was still a little boy. And living with her was easy because she didn't put any pressure on me, nothing. I had to do nothing. But that was the beginning of the heroin trade in my area. And I got involved. My brother came back from Vietnam. He was a drug addict when he came back. And because it was so close to me, kind of steered me into it. And because I had a job, I got a job at a place called Fairfield Farms Kitchens, and I worked there, but the money wasn't enough, wasn't fast enough. So I wanted more money. I thought I did. I thought I wanted to move out on my own. I thought I wanted a lot of stuff, but I didn't have any guidance. My oldest brother, who could have guided me, Clyde, he was in Vietnam. Brother Maurice just got back from Vietnam. Stuart was gone off on his own somewhere, my brother Stuart. Had he known I needed help, he would have probably came and helped me. But I didn't send out no smoke signals. And my sisters were too young to confide in. And my mama, her husband had just died earlier that year. And she had 9 children. One in the military, one off gone somewhere doing something, another one a dope fiend, this one coming home from prison. And the other 5 were young.
Do you think she blamed you, or did you not think that she blamed you? Do you felt that she blamed you?
She never gave me that impression.
But did you feel it like inside?
How could she not? How could
Right.
she not? Yeah, I felt it. I felt it. I felt it. Yeah, I felt like the root cause of all of that shit was me. Right? Yeah. The root cause of all of that shit was me.
While you're right there, let me ask you this. I don't know how true this is, but so that's the manslaughter. So when you got out at 19, that would have been what, 69. So now we're in 70. We're a year later. You're out. You commence to fight again, and
No. When I got out, when I was 19 and got out, I went to fighting everybody then, right then. I never.
Oh no, I'm not saying you waited, but I'm saying I'm bringing it fast forward because I figured that you went to full-fledged fighting. That's how you handle everything. So now we're in 1970. You are sitting at the I would say like the jail, waiting to be booked, and you tell the detective Rossi, something like that. You want to make a phone call, and you call who?
My mother.
So you call your mother. And what do you say to your mother?
Well, she asked me, did Sonny do this crime? And I told her, yeah.
Okay. She just came out. I guess I want to know the conversation because I don't have it like in paper.
Because people up on the corner had seen Sonny come and give Tom the gun.
So here we go. Let's bring it back 1 second. Ring, 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 ring. We're getting a busy signal. Ring, 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 ring. We're getting a busy signal. Ring, 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 ring. She finally picks up. Now catch me up.
I had told her I was going to turn myself in. She knew that.
Okay.
She said, baby, don't worry about it. I know what happened. She said, I know Sonny did it. I said, yes, he did. It was construed that he did. What the police did was, in Upper Marlboro, was they added shit to that statement. And then said, is this true? I just looked at him. I didn't say nothing verbally. I asked them, I said, where'd you get all that from? But they had added shit to it. Like, they heard me tell my mama that Sonny did it, but what I was saying when I said Sonny did it is he gave the dude the gun, he precipitated it, he made it happen.
Right.
Not that he pulled the trigger.
Right.
But they made it seem like that because when I said, when they said that put me at the scene of the crime, doing the crime.
Right.
That facilitated a guilty confession.
Mm-hmm.
And when they asked me again, I said, no, it didn't go like that. That's why it didn't. That's why I went to trial as not guilty, because I'm, and Sonny thought I had gave a statement, but I didn't. Rousey tried to make it look like I ratted Sonny out, but I didn't. Mm-hmm. Never ratted nobody out. But the statement went into the record as something that I made, but I didn't make it.
Right.
But no, because I didn't testify, I refused to testify. Sonny, they locked Sonny up. They locked him up and gave him a murder charge. But they came to me to ask me would I testify. I said, well, I didn't make the statement, so no, I'm not going to testify to that. So
see that I didn't know either. So you did kind of have like a co-defendant, but not a co-defendant.
Right.
Okay.
Sonny and I got in a fight. He sicked guys on me. I had to fight 8 guys in the block. He paid guys in the block to kill me, in my murder block, to kill me, right? And I had to fight them guys 3 days in a row. I won the fight, obviously, because they wasn't up to it. But because I was healthy, I didn't get high. I wasn't a drug addict or nothing like that. And I told him, I said, man, I didn't make no statement. And I explained to him what happened. So he said he was sorry. I said, yeah, well, I'm going to see you about them niggas jumping on me. And for all those years, he'd been waiting for me to come and get him. When I was in the penitentiary, he sent word in there that he think I made a statement on him, and I had to stab a dude up in there about it. And I explained to him what happened on the phone call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, none of that shit would have happened if Sonny don't give him that shotgun and tell him to kill me.
Right.
None of it. So it's his fault. It's his fault. And any bit of uncomfortability that he had, that's on him, not on me.
Did he end up having to do time for it?
Oh,
was he found guilty?
Found not guilty and let go. They didn't have no witness. All they charged him because of the statement.
Right.
But the state's attorney said, we can't find this guy guilty because Wilkins didn't make the statement. So I live with that. I live with that kind of stuff on my mind all the time, right? how people try to take advantage of me over the years. Everybody, they always try to take advantage and play me for being stupid, for not seeing, for not, because I'll see somebody do something negative to me and I won't say anything. There's a lot I could say about a lot of stuff that I keep to myself because I'm not good with confrontations. Not good. I understand that confrontation is my weakness.
Right.
Because if I want to avoid a fight, I just don't confront anybody about anything.
That makes, yeah, because of the outcomes that you've dealt with in the past.
I'm a combative guy,
Hmm.
but I'm not as combative now as I was before. And over the years, that whole scenario, being combative, has changed because my baby brother said something to me at a family reunion when I was on the run, right? He said,
Hmm.
there was a guy beefing with one of my relatives in Virginia. We was all down there, and I was gonna go hurt the dude, right? And my brother said, "You got enough shit going on in your life now. You don't need that." I stopped and thought, I do have a lot of shit going on in my life, and I really don't need that. No negative, no fighting, no none of that. I don't need any of that. So I let it go. I walked away, and it resolved itself. Because 98% of the shit we get in, I've gotten in my life. I could have walked away, and it would have resolved itself. I didn't have to get
Right.
involved. I didn't have to fight.
So the whole time you were on the run, your family, they kind of kicked it with you, chilled. They didn't have a problem.
They were in Maryland and DC. I was in Georgia.
No, you said. Oh, I thought. Oh, they came to you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha. I didn't know if they
halfway.
were like scared, like if something, if they get caught with you.
They were probably, but it was a parole violation. They knew it was a parole violation. They don't hunt
Okay.
for parole violators. They don't hunt for them like that. And if you do
Right, right.
something on somebody's radar, then they go get him.
Hmm.
There's a million parole violators walking around America right now, and nobody don't give a shit about them because the rule is they'll mess up, and when they do, we'll get them then.
Right. So take me back for time's sake. I'm dying to know what your feelings were when you did call your mother again inside, because you said she already knew you were going there. So I guess I'm a little confused. Okay, so well, let me ask you this.
I had told her I was going there.
Okay,
Okay,
so I'm glad you said that. So if you told her you were going there, I guess. Mhm.
here's what led up, hold up. Here's what led up to that. The police had went by my mother's house and tore the house up, and my brother Stuart was there at the time, and Stuart was telling him, he ain't here, what you looking for, right? We're looking for guns. So they searched the house, they didn't find any guns. So they asked my brother Stuart his name. He told him his name. So the police put his hand on his gun and said, you tell him when you see him, when I see him, I'm gonna kill him
Right.
in front of my mother.
Hmm.
That upset her.
One I love, two she loves, three she's true to me.
I never saw nothing immoral in my life. Never. Only immoral thing ever happened to me was what Squirmy did. Dolores Chapman, if she burst into flames, I wouldn't piss on her and put her out.
I did want to know, did you ever see any of the family members of the um person that was, well, the convictions that you had for the manslaughter or the murder? Did you ever come in contact with either of the family members? And if so, what type of interaction was it? Did you ever apologize or, like
Show remorse.
emotional, show remorse, like,
You try to do business with people. You try to have conversations. You try to just be cordial, and people, people have issues with you.
mhm,